What's up, guys, and welcome back to another episode of My Garage. As always, if you guys are enjoying this series, make sure you leave a like on the video. It'd be greatly appreciated. In the last episode, we scooped up this here 4-door Lad. It's the first 4-door we've actually worked on, but we have had the Lad Coupe once before. So, in the previous episode, we kind of talked about potentially doing a V8 swap in this here unit. So I'd really like to explore that today, see if that is actually something we could accomplish. We could do it really one of two ways. We could either A, go to the used car lot, try to find a vehicle that has a decent enough V8 in it and just take the engine out, save the vehicle for later, or the cheaper alternative is we could take the Lad to the junkyard, try to find a junkyard car with a V8, take the heart out of that thing, I guess try to slap it in the back end of the Lad, and hopefully we could just bring her on home. There is a way for us to bring the junkyard car back, but we don't have a trailer hitch on our vehicle. We also don't own a trailer, but eventually we could probably go back and recover the thing. So I'm not too concerned about that. Really, I just want a new engine for this here girl. And then we also have to do like some brake booster stuff, some small repairs, nothing too crazy. But before we get too far ahead of ourselves, we're probably going to need to bring some tools with us. So I'm just going to try to bring the wrench, and then I guess maybe the screwdriver. What else would we possibly need? Honestly, I feel like that's probably it. Just to get the engine removed, like, why would we need any more than this? We're just going to put this here box right in the back seat. And then I just noticed this B-pillar is actually a different color. And I'm not sure why that is. Color condition is 4 stars. That's probably the one thing we're missing then. Let's grab our can of spray paint. I believe this is the same color. And then we'll just try to touch this up really quick before we hit the road. Looks a little bit nicer. We'll make sure we've got the opposite side as well. Here we go. Right in there a little bit more. It is a bit more challenging with the doors and the door cards still on. Oh, we're out of paint. Did we get it all? It looks like we're missing like right up there at the top and then right at the base a little bit. Yeah, we're at 5 stars now, but it could be better. I'm gonna get one more can of paint. Let me see what the color code is again. We got 1 Delta 6 Foxtrot 89. 1 Delta 6 Foxtrot 89 is our color. 20 bones, a small price to pay. Let's see if we can't touch this thing up a little bit more. Right there looks good. I wonder if we should be painting it from the inside as well. I'm going to do that just in case. And then right here, it looks like, I don't know if that's a shadow or if we actually missed a spot. It doesn't appear to be getting any better. So we'll just toss this over here. Let's get our old one in the bin. And we'll head out, dude. I think we're ready to go. What's our fuel situation like in this girl? About half tank. I feel like we'll be good with just a half tank. But now we get to embark on a brand new journey heading to the junkyard. I don't remember if we've been to the junkyard once before or not. But the drive to get out here, you guys, is insane. The roads here, they're not exactly the smoothest thing in the world. So like going around corners, it's real easy to just smack the guardrail or worse, hit a oncoming car. Like we almost did right there. I wonder, have we driven with we've totally driven with our controller, right? That's gotta be way smoother. I've been trying to do more with my, oh no, brakes. Dude, the frame droppage right there. But I've been trying to do more driving with my keyboard and mouse, or I guess more specifically keyboard, just so I can get more comfortable with it. I hardly ever drive with keyboard and mouse, so. Feeling pretty good about it, feeling pretty good. Happy Monday to all of you as well. Hopefully you had a fantastic weekend. My wife and I attended a wedding yesterday night, and I am feeling it, Mr. Krabs. It just kind of wears me out. You know, going around talking to everyone. It's funny, I was more tired after this wedding than I think I was for my wife and I's own wedding, which is kind of interesting. Maybe I was just doing more talking, who knows. But it was cool to see, like, some people, you know, I haven't seen for a while. That's always a fun time. Yeah, here we are. Coming down to the switchback, or whatever you would have called this type of road. Real dicey. Oh, Lord. Real dicey. But I think we are almost at the junkyard. It's, dude, if you're like struggling to find the junkyard, the best advice I could give you, there is actually an alternative route if you'd rather take that. But it's all right turns. If you leave your garage and just take right turns the entire time, you'll find it no sweat. Okay, we need to be a little bit slower through here. Kind of sketchy. Oh, no. Dude, now we're going to have to wash the car. I didn't even think about that. Ooh, heck. Got to keep my eyes on the road here. But here we are, approaching the junkyard now, dude. I'm excited. I'm really excited to see what we could possibly find here. Kick her into neutral, rip the e-brake, and we're out of here. It'll probably do like the loading screen thing, yeah, as we get close. It's got to load in all the vehicles, all the different parts and stuff that would be, you know, on the ground or whatever. And then another car will load. There we go. Now we're good. Oh, dude, did I leave this thing on? What am I doing? We don't have the fuel for that. So what may need to happen here is if we can't find a V8 or a vehicle with a V8 in it, we'll just have to save and come back, and then all the vehicles out here will be different, hopefully. Let's see what we got here. An NIV. Got a 4-banger in it. Not what we're after. And then another 4-banger. No shot. This hood is opening. Okay, I guess it does. That is another 4-banger. Check out all the parts, though. Like, you could get a lot of pretty decent stuff from here if you, like, really were trying to save a buck. We got $10,000, though. I don't think we're really hurting. So, let's go ahead and save. We'll come back. Hopefully, we'll have a V8 next time around. We got to put out the feels here. We got to put out mega feels. See if we get lucky here. Another car's going to load in. No? Okay, usually there's a vehicle over there. Did we not get any vehicles this time around? That's probably not good. Tons of, like, surprisingly decent parts. This thing is a Chad windshield. What is that, 38 bucks? Looks like it's in good condition as well. Oh, this NIV. Oh, this poor thing. Somebody, like, bagged it and just left it for dead out here. 4-banger. And, of course, another 4-banger. Well, third time's a charm, right? This time for sure. Okay, this time for sure. Another car gonna... Oh, there it is, there it is, there it is, dude. Oh, shipping container. Interesting, interesting. This has to have the V8. Has to. Yes, or at least a decent majority of the thing. We'll go around just real quick, see what else we have. Can we... See, I don't even know that we can for sure squeeze the V8. I would assume it has a different transmission. Maybe not. But I don't even know that we can squeeze a V8 in a 4-door Lad. It's the larger of the Lads, obviously, but, like, that doesn't change the hood space. Or I guess the engine bay space. This is going to be interesting. This is going to be very interesting. Let's see if we just have to buy the whole shell. I guess we do. It's got a 5.6 liter V8, a 4-speed gearbox, so it may have a different transmission. I have no idea. Let's go ahead and buy the thing. Let's just do it. Oh, and it's given us an extra head gasket if we wanted to buy that. I'm good. I'm good. I'd rather get like a brand new head gasket. So that places the vehicle actually out here, which is very convenient. Let's grab our tools so we can start disassembling this thing and take some of these parts home. Thankfully, we're not going to need any of the suspension stuff or really anything other than the engine and transmission. I could see how a jack would probably come in handy for this because we're kind of missing a few wheels. It's also maybe lowered in the rear. I'm not really sure, but I can't see much of anything underneath the vehicle, so I don't know how we're going to get the engine out. As you can see, it's taken me nearly all day just to get the V8 disconnected, but we've finally done it. So it turns out what was holding it up was a ground wire on the back of the engine that I didn't see. So I had the transmission actually completely disconnected. Let's hop back up here, see if we can't get that out as well. It's going to be the power wire, isn't it? If we just disconnect that, Transmission out. Okay, good. This thing is completely shot. Honestly, we should have just left it in there. We're going to have to buy a new one. I wonder if we could get a 5-speed for the V8 instead of the 4. Anyways, what we need to do now is get the transmission support. Just kind of put in the back of the vehicle somewhere so it all sort of stays together. And then the gearbox, I think I'm going to leave with it as well, since we're probably going to need a new one, and I'm not even sure that one's going to work. Really, I'm not even sure that the V8's going to work in the LAD in the first place. All right, let's go ahead and start tearing down this here V8 so we can see if we actually got a smoking deal or not. I highly doubt we got a smoking deal, but I hope that enough things are in decent enough condition to where we could keep some things. The water pump pulley looks to be fine, but the water pump itself is pretty dusted. So let's get this thing pulled off. Got another bolt right there and another one at the bottom. The harmonic balancer as well, since this is a V8. That thing has seen better days. So we're going to need a new one of those and a new water pump. Moving around to the side of the engine now. I have no idea what this is, but it needs to come off. What are you? Fuel pump. Oh, that makes sense. That actually makes plenty of sense. It doesn't necessarily look like it's in bad condition. Be interesting to see what a good one actually looks like. Over here, though, we've got the rocker arm assembly. That should hopefully just pop out, yes, as one complete assembly. That's going to need replaced. But the cylinder head itself seems to be okay. Do we have to, like, actually take out the push rods and stuff? Maybe if we just undo these 3 bolts there. Oh, wait. There's going to be more. There's going to be more. And then these down at the bottom. That should be the head now disconnected. Okay, so the push rods actually come with the cylinder head. So that is going to go right up there. There's a couple of, spark plugs in there. I think we'll just leave those. We're going to need a new head gasket as well. Let's go ahead and remove the intake manifold. We've got 1 bolt in the front. No shot. No shot, dude. A 1-bolt manifold? I am all for that. Can't imagine it's going to seal very well. But that's okay. You know what? Makes our lives quite a bit easier. And unfortunately, it looks like these 2 pistons shot. And then these 3 pistons also shot. So I guess let's go ahead and get this thing rotated over. And we'll take off the oil pan and start undoing the underside as well. Just as I feared, dude, the whole crankshaft is toast. So these bolts at the top, it doesn't look like we can remove those. It must just be these. So we'll get those undone. And then probably these up at the front. There we go. Work our way all the way back to the back end. And that should be everything. There it is, dude. How sad is this? We've got 2 pistons on this side. Those gotta go. They're absolutely toast. And then let's go ahead and rotate the assembly so we can see the other ones a little bit easier. We've got 1, 2, and last but not least, 3. So we only need, what, 5 pistons? That's not too bad. And a whole new crankshaft. So actually, we're going to have to take all of the pistons off. Look at those 3 pistons over there, dude. They're dancing around. They're super excited to be getting a fresh new engine to call home. So now what we need to do is start working our way around this clutch plate here. Get this thing loosened. Okay, why are they not loosening anymore? Because it's off. Because we, disconnected it. Good. Good. And then I just can't pick that up with the wrench in my hand. Is that upgraded? Maybe we just haven't seen that yet. That looks way fancier than the other ones. Flywheel is also kind of gross. It's not, like, blown by any means, but we should probably replace that, because it does look a little crusty. Turns out the flywheel wasn't crusty at all. That's just how they look. So wasted a little bit of money there. And then I went ahead and bought a new clutch plate because I wasn't really sure what it was supposed to look like. And I'm glad I did, because this thing, as you can tell now, is completely worn out. That is going straight in the bin. No, not on the... straight in the bin. $5 back. Yeah, we've already spent a pretty good chunk of change here, and that is not fitting. Why? I know you're supposed to go on there, but we'll just ignore that, I guess, for right now. This will get mounted on. And we'll zoom in real quick. Make sure we get all of these tightened down. I don't know what's easiest, if we were to just chuck the whole assembly in the block, though we're going to have to purchase a new block, unfortunately, or if we should just build it all on the counter and then chuck it in as a complete assembly. I don't know what the best method here is, but I think I'm going to try this, since this is, you know, how we took it apart. And now this just needs to go there. Finally. Weird that we had to do the flywheel and clutch and everything before that would actually go on. But nonetheless, now we need 5 new pistons as well. This is going to get really expensive really quick. And I kind of knew that going into this. But I didn't think that it would, like, start to add up so quickly. You know, we've only got the crankshaft pretty much reassembled. And we've already spent close to 500, 600 bucks, I bet. All right, that is all 8 of the pistons reconnected to the crankshaft. Now it's ready to be thrown into a brand spanking new block. Speaking of which, we have a little bit more teardown to do on this bad unit. We've got a chain that needs to be removed. Whoops, I'm tightening. Got a chain under this cover, I believe. See if we've got any other bolts. I don't see any, but it's not coming off, so surely there's some more, huh? Oh, yeah, there's a whole another cover behind that. Here we've got our timing chain and our cam gear. So we're going to get that pulled off, if it will let me. Okay, it's doing some weird stuff. Definitely doing some weird stuff. I don't even know how to get the chain off. Dude, how do we do that? Do we need to use this thing? I gotta use the pry tool to get that off of there. Okay, I've got you. Well, the chain actually looks like it's in decent enough condition to reuse. And then this guy, we're going to have to get a new one of them. But that's fine. We've still got the pry tool in our hand, so we're just going to pop out the camshaft now. This, again, going to need a new one of those. And then finally, the block itself can come off the engine stand. There it is. So again, this is a 5.6 V8. So that's exactly what we're going to purchase. So everything hopefully fits together the way it should. Psych, I think that's the only V8 that exists anyway, so that takes out the guesswork. $1,300! $1,300 for just a block, you guys. Good lord, that is expensive. Okay, that is going right back up there. We'll grab our wrench, secure the thing, and then we can start throwing on some new stuff. Probably starting with this whole assembly. We'll see if it'll... Actually, hang on. No. We need to do the camshaft and timing chain stuff first. So we need a timing cover, a camshaft sprocket, and of course the camshaft itself. Let's see how much we can get for the block. 60 bones. 60 bones. A new one was 1,300 bones. That is kind of ridiculous. But you know what? At least we made a little bit of money back, right? That's always nice. Since we took out the original camshaft with this tool, I'm going to try to use it to make sure that it's installed properly. So that is checking out. This now needs to go on there. And then the chain, now that we know we actually need to use this tool, should just slip right on there. Perfect. Okay, that needs to get covered up with that cover. And we're going to have to grab our wrench, get that thing torqued to spec, of course. And then we can start throwing in the crankshaft assembly, dude. This thing is looking awesome already. I think we're going to need another oil filter. I was just looking at that right there. Let's go ahead and buy one of those really quick. Honestly, looks exactly the same. So probably just wasted some money there, but it's good for peace of mind. You know, we don't want a used oil filter. That would not be ideal. Okay, it's time to see if we can just throw in the entire crankshaft assembly and have it work. And it works. Good, good. That is a huge relief. I've struggled in the past trying to get the whole assembly to just go in right away. But this time, zero issue whatsoever. That was fantastic. Okay, and then oil pan actually seemed to be in decent condition as well. So after we get this sealed back up, we'll rotate the engine back over and start working on the cylinder heads. We currently only have one cylinder head, the right side, so I'm going to get the left, and then we're going to get both of the covers because we are missing that one on the opposite side, the right side. We're down to $3,100, and we still have quite a ways to go. Oh, dude, we have performance covers? Dang it. Missed opportunity on that. Those look way cooler than the ones that I just bought. What was I looking for again? Now I've completely lost my train of thought. Oh, head gasket. We need 2 brand spanking new head gaskets. I can't seem to find a head gasket specifically for the V8, so I'm assuming we'll be able to get by with just using 2 of just the inline 4 head gaskets. So I hope anyways. But now I can't even find those things, dude. There's too many things in the store. It looks weird. It looks weird because it's obviously made for the i4, not the V8. But I'm going to try to buy 2 of those, and maybe it'll work. No, dude, it's not going to work. There's no shot. There's no shot. Absolutely no shot. God dang it. And I threw away the other one already, so I have no idea what it is. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Made an oopsie.
Many minutes later.
We're back at the junkyard, you guys. The only thing I can think to do now, since we can't seem to find these head gaskets in store, is to just come back to the junkyard, have a peek around, see if we could maybe find one. Dude, there's one on this engine. Hang on, can we just buy that? We've done it. We've done it. Of course, I forgot my tools, so I can't actually get the other one. But hey, at least we've got one, right? It's going to put it on the little concrete pad out there. So I guess, since the other vehicle over there has both of its heads on, and again, I don't have tools, we're going to save and come back and hope we can find one more of those things.
One eternity later.
After about 30 or so junkyard refreshes, I decided to go back to the garage and just get a wrench. So hopefully, of course, that vehicle wouldn't have an engine in it. But this one's got to. Oh, and it does. Perfect. So all we need to do, literally all we need to do, well, first stand up, is disconnect the head from the rest of the engine, grab the head gasket, which I'm hoping is in decent enough condition, and then we'll be on our way. Sounds simple. But you never know. This head gasket could be just complete junk. There we go. That popped off nicely. Good deal. It's perfect. It's literally minty fresh. $14. It's actually more expensive than the last one we bought. I think the last one was only like $7. But there we go. Finally, after 30, maybe 40 minutes of struggling with that, we finally have our last head gasket that we needed. You guys that play this as well at home will have to let me know if I'm just big dumb and the head gasket actually does exist in the store, or what the scoopty is on that hoopty, because I was struggling for a long time just then. Now that we finally have both of these head gaskets, we can start to get the cylinder heads thrown onto here and secured down. Just got a couple of bolts here on the bottom, and then just 3 of them up there on the top. We'll bend down real quick, grab this other head gasket, and get the other cylinder head now mounted up as well. This one actually does have some spark plugs in it, which is good, because that means we don't have to buy near as many. Dude, our budget is very quickly running out. We have $2,900 to our name. That is it. And we still have to buy a new intake manifold. So we'll see if we're going to have any money left over after this. About $250 later, we've got a new intake manifold. And to my surprise, there is actually more than one bolt. It was only because we didn't have any of the cylinder heads on that only one bolt was popping up. And I think it was this one here. So let's get these fastened down. And that is all she wrote for the intake manifold. So next, what we need is 2 brand spanking new rocker assemblies. So these gotta go. They're junk. Both of the rockers are in. Now we can move on to the covers, dude. We are nearing the end, finally. God, this has taken a tremendous amount of time, but hopefully this thing absolutely rips. Next, we're gonna need a brand new harmonic balancer and a brand new water pump. Looks like up on the top there, we might actually be missing, I think that would be like the thermostat housing, right? Because it comes off the water pump. So let's check the store, see if they have one of those for sale. Oh, perfect, right there. The list of parts just keeps growing, you guys. We've got the distributor there on the back. We've got the alternator now mounted up. What we need next is the alternator, the alternator belt, if it'll let me pick it up. Oh my God, okay, it's probably one of the ones we gotta drop the wrench for. Understandable, understandable. That is gonna go right there, beautiful as ever. And then I guess on the front of the harmonic balancer, I bought a couple of other little smaller things. We must need the crankshaft pulley. as well. So we'll get that next. Just got 3 bolts there on the crankshaft pulley. So that is the accessory drive now complete. Let's keep on trucking, dude. We've got quite a bit of work ahead of us, even still. This is going to go probably somewhere on the back of the engine, right there. There we go. That's our ignition coil. And next for the ignition system, we have these leads. Oh, another thing we got to drop the wrench for. Before we can put on the ignition leads or the ignition wires, we actually do need a few more spark plugs. So I'm going to get all 8 of them. And even though we had like 3 in one of the cylinder heads, I'm just going to replace all of them. Peace of mind. Again, just like the oil filter, just good for peace of mind. Now we'll grab our handy dandy spark plug wrench and get all of these fastened down. Then we can put the ignition wires on, and we're almost done. Believe it or not, we are actually almost done with the thing. At this point, the only things that we actually have left to do would be mount up both of the exhaust manifolds, one on each side, of course, being a V8. And then also, we need to figure out the carburetor situation. And if we have to do anything else with like the thermostat housing, because it does look kind of strange. So I'm going to have a peek through the store. We'll see what we can find. It seemed like this was going to be the only carburetor that could mount on this intake manifold that we've decided to go with. So we just have a couple of finishing touches here with the air filter and air filter like covers and stuff. And then it's finished. Here we have the last piece of the puzzle going on. Why did that look so weird when it sat up there? Okay, there we go. Nonetheless, dude, we've done it. We have a beautiful, well, it's kind of at a weird angle. We have a beautiful V8 5.6 liter that hopefully, fingers crossed, next episode we're going to be able to yank out the 4-banger from this beast and swap it out for the V8. But I do think that is probably where we're going to wind things down at for today. So once again, if you guys did enjoy, please leave a like, leave a comment, help support the dream by smashing that subscribe button, and I will see you in the next one. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Peace.